Okay, so let's start. Uh, so today is our second day, and in the first day we just talk a very basic idea about this mind and all this thing. Today we go a little bit deeper and to understand few aspect of this detailed mind. That is what today's topic. Okay, so we talk today about the subconscious mind, and then how the consciousness and the subconscious mind is correlated. And when we talk about our deeper level, definitely we have to talk about the our real self and the false self, and how we going to look at our own attitude. Okay, so that is what today's theme is all about. Okay, so let's first discuss about the our correlation, or how the our upper level of the mind and the lower level of mind, or the consciousness and the subconsciousness, is correlated, and what the benefit if we try to part up our subconscious, then what type of benefit one can get it. Let's understand few concept about it. So as we discussed yesterday, and all also couple of you are also aware that when we talk about our totality of the mind, okay, mind has a different functions. Okay, so first function is to interact with our outer world, and when we talk about interaction with the outer world, that means we try to use our all the consciousness. That means we try to look at our all the senses, and with the help of the senses we try to understand our outer world. Okay, and with this all the body senses we understand the outer world, and outer world give us certain signal, and that signal reach towards our brain some center, and that center will agitate or perturb because of that incoming signal, and depending on our acquired viewpoint or the mindset we try to react. So as we receive something, we try to react. Okay, that is our normal habitual nature. Let's say somewhere we are going, by mistake somebody hit our car or the vehicle. Okay, we immediately come out or get out of the vehicle and we start fighting with them. Okay, if we are not completely aware about the situation. Okay, if we are aware, then we not do that mistake. So ideally speaking, with the five senses, how we work, the five senses, let's say eye, we try to see something. Okay, with the help of the eye we try to see something, and what we see, it will pass through our all the nerves and reach till our mind center. It just the fraction of center, sorry, it's just the fraction of second, everything is happening. Okay, so here is the catch. If we see something, and our mind center will, depending on what we see, it start reacting. Okay, and without noticing that reaction, we normally immediately react to something. Same way we hear something, okay, as somebody telling to us, without even correctly listening to them, we start reacting. That is, just observe today. I will give you at the end of the day what you're supposed to do today. Okay, when you observe yourself how you are behaving, you will notice that you are normally working with the automated mode only. You are not conscious about what you are talking or how you are reacting. Okay, so this conscious mind try to impress something over our deeper mind. Okay, but if we are not aware about what is happening at the conscious level, then whatever is coming immediately we put in our subconscious mind. Okay, that means you can understand the subconscious mind is like a fertile land. Okay, whatever type of the seed you try to show or you try to put on this fertile land, and whatever you put, it will sprout in terms of the its fruit. Okay, so that is how our this subconscious mind will work, and how you can plant or put a seed on subconscious surface by the conscious nature of the mind. That means if we want to look at or give anything to the subconscious level of the mind, we are much more aware about our conscious mind. So if we are much more aware about our conscious mind, then what going to happen, whatever is useful for us, please understand, whatever is appealing to us, whatever is in the positive nature, that will not affect first ourselves as well as not going to affect the other people, that type of seed only we supposed to plant on the fertile land. Why? Because whatever we plant in the fertile land, that will immediately pop up in the due course of time and give us the physical interpretation of the same thing. Okay? So how are we going to impress this our subconscious level of the mind? It's very, very important to understand. Reason is what? Whatever we impress with the help of our whatever we five senses give us the data, along with that whatever day in and day out we are looking at our thought process, or every day, as I told yesterday, minimum 65 thousands of the thought as a normal human being is passing through. That means 65 thousands of thought every day we are imparting on the subconscious level. And out of that 65 thousands thought, if you try to watch yourself, you come across that I think only 10% of thought is the newer thought that will not you any time look at in the your past life. Okay, so I till 10% is too huge. I am saying if you are quite creative in nature, then only one can get the 10% newer thought. If you are living the average life, then you have only less than 1% as a newer thought. Otherwise, all 99% of the thought is coming from your acquired viewpoint or habitual thinking pattern only. That means if we are not aware, we are wasting our very important, powerful tool, and the very important power that as a human being we have. And that very important power is our thought process. Okay? So, if we try to look at this thought process very keenly or neatly, then what going to happen? That means we apply the filter over this our thought process. We only allow the thought that will reach till our subconscious level, that will help us as well as help others, that will not in the destructive nature. The thought should not be in the negative nature. Okay, so that type of the filtering process we have to establish, and it's not the matter of 1 or 2 days. Okay, please understand, if you want to acquire this type of filtering process, so that we only put the important seed on the subconscious fertile land, then at least we have to work something like minimum 2 month. I'm saying minimum 2 month time. If you give to yourself, then you are only allowing the important thought, important seed on the fertile land, and that will come up in terms of the physical reality in your real life. Okay, now this is just to give you the background. So how one can affect their own life. Okay, so you read so many places, as a man think his life will be governed. Okay, it is completely true. Whatever is happening till now or in the future going to happen is entirely governed by your own thought process only. It not depend on anything outside of you. You read couple of time also in the books, and so many also speak about it, and it is completely reality. Whatever you are seeing in this entire world, it's first build up in somebody's brain, and then it come up as a reality in the physical world. Okay, so in the same way we are also building our own life. Our life is brick by brick built up by our own thought process, built up by our own consciousness. Okay, about the thought process. Okay, if we are not conscious about what is happening, then what going to happen? Do you know the way life will moving? We just drag along the life. Okay, if the life give us the good taste, we enjoy. If life give us the bad taste, we will first become frustrated, angry, and all this thing. Okay, but always to acquire the happy state of the mind, it is in completely in our hand. How one can do? Just to observe what you are putting on your subconscious level of the mind. And how to see it? It's very simple process. Day in and day out, just look at what you are doing. That we will understand when we go toward the meditation today. But important is subconscious mind. So if we want to change your physical world, let's say whatever the circumstance, whatever the mindset you are. Okay, so there is a very important two key ideas. Please understand and note it down in piece of paper. I tell you the very important two key ideas, that everybody has a power to change his own circumstance, as well as everybody has a power to change everything that is around themselves. Okay, so what is the important two key ideas is for it's applied to each and everyone. Okay, whatever is your circumstance, it is good or bad, it not uh, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, first idea is important, is there is a way out. Okay, there is a way out. Whatever is your situation, there is a way out. So please write it down in the bold letter. There is a way out. That means whatever is happening to you, either you like it or don't like it. Okay, if you don't like it, there is a way out of it. What is your present physical world? There is a way out of it. And second is, who really want to change it, who really want to change it, he or she can find the way out. Okay, there is a way out, but only if somebody want to change it, they are only able to figure out how to come out of it. Everybody has a right to come out of that any situation, but only few are able to do that. Why? Because they are the real seeker, they are the real, you can say, the student who want to change their life pattern. They only able to come out of it. Everybody has a right to come out of it. Everybody is a has a same door of opening, but only few can open it. Reason is why? Because only few have a courage to look at what is happening inside of their own mind. We only are habitual to look at outside. If something is happening outside, and we, based on the outside, we immediately react something, and based on our reaction, our entire scenario will change. Okay, so this subconscious mind is a very important aspect in the human being, but couple of us, only few people in entire world are able to part of this subconscious mind. If you see, I mean, right now, if I tell you, in our earth, more than 7 billion people at a time we are living in this planet. Okay, what do you think, how many are legitimately living their happy life? I am saying less than 0.01% people legitimately living their happy life. My meaning of happy life is, as I defined in the brochure itself, if not a single day you become the upset for either of the reason, then you are living a very happy and peaceful life. Outer environment doesn't affect you. Either you are a poor or the millionaire, doesn't make any difference with your inner world. Okay, if you are living like that way, that means you are living a happy life. It not mean that somebody is moving the Mercedes or the BMW, he is living the happy life. Happy life definition is completely different. Day in and out, day out, if you are not become frustrated with your circumstance and your environment, even though if you are every day eating in the five-star hotel, but you are not happy, that food is doesn't make any sense to you. Okay, but if you are just eating the chapati and the sabji by sitting at your own home dining table with happily with your family, you are living very beautiful life. Okay? So what I mean to say, only fraction of people able to part of their subconscious mind somehow, knowingly or unknowingly. Somebody do it with the full intention, somebody unknowingly part of the subconscious mind, and based on the perturbation or the subconscious mind, your physical world going to be changed. Okay, so let's discuss couple of things that will affect the subconscious mind. Whatever you put on your subconscious mind, so how one can reach till the subconscious mind? Very easy way is your thought process. Okay, whatever you think day and out, that will affect your subconscious level of the mind. Okay, if you want to impress anything, if you want to impress anything on our subconscious level, then what is the tool with which what is the tool with which we can perturb it? It is the very simple tool is your thought process. And to change the thought process is completely in our hand. Please understand, the change of our own thought process is in our complete hand. Only if you are able to see it neatly. If I see something, I can change it. If I don't have a vision, then I cannot change it. Okay, so we have to acquire certain vision, how we are thinking day in and day out, then we have a chance to change it. But if we don't see it, we have no chance to change it. Okay, so if we want to change anything at the subconscious level, we have to look at our entire thought process. Okay, so there is a multiple ways you can impress your subconscious mind. Very easy way is whatever you want to change in your life, positive way. Okay, let's say you are going with some bad experience in your life. Okay, whatever habit you acquired, let's say you are acquired the habit with some type of, let's say, gaming. Okay, this is normal, I'm saying, in the nowadays student. Okay, so if you have a habitual to go with the gaming every day and every night, then one day take a courageous step and tell to your mind that today I will not going to play. As compared to playing the game, I will going to invest my time in some positive way. Okay, as compared to playing the game, I will try to read very good book. As compared to playing the game, I will pick up one small corner of my room and sit quietly for half an hour and try to observe what is happening inside of me. Okay, so there is an immediately reversing effect one can do. Second aspect, whatever you want to impress over your subconscious mind in entire day, repeatedly you will acquire the same thought again and again. Okay, so whatever you're thinking day in and day out, that will goes slowly at your deeper level, and immediately if your subconscious mind acquire that thought as a correct thought, immediately it will start his working process. Okay, as you put in the deeper level, immediately it start creating it. It may sometime reflect in the physical world immediately, sometime it will take the time. Okay, but don't be frustrated and don't even have a single time the opposite thought it not happening. I am doing so many time it not happening. Be patient for it, and it's going to happen, because for everybody is happening, so why not for us? It's going to happen. Okay, so there is a it says affirmative. That means every time you put the same thought, okay, but in the positive spirit. So it like that way. In your subconscious mind, if you put the negative thought, it will give you the same way physical world experience. If you put the positive thought in the same way, subconscious give you the positive side of your experience. Okay, so this positive and negative side of this experience we will discuss very detailed. But before that, let's understand few more way you can perturb your subconscious mind. Very easy way is go toward the drowsy state of affair. That means, let's say at the night when you move toward the bed, before just about going toward the sleep, at that point of time, what going to happen, our conscious mind is slowly losing the control over our body and the senses. At that point of time, our subconscious mind is immersed toward the surface. Okay, so that is the best time where you can easily impress whatever you want to impress over your subconscious mind. Second important time, you are just waking up. Okay, so don't rush immediately towards your mobile and check your message in the morning. Okay, don't do that. In the morning when you wake up, immediately whatever the important thought that will enhance your life, note it down in piece of paper in the very important some type of the very simple language that will understand by you. If you understand that language, that means your subconscious also going to understand the same language. Okay, so in the same very simple way, whatever you want to impress upon your subconscious to build up your new life, note it down on a piece of paper, and in the morning as you about to wake up, don't rush towards your normal process. Sit calmly and read that same sentence something like 5 minutes, and then go towards your normal walking. Same thing you do at the night time. So this two time is very crucial if you want to impress your subconscious very keenly. It's very easy way to look at it. Why? Because during that two phase of time, our conscious mind is in the sleeping state. Okay, so why I say it in sleeping state? Can you remember in your sleeping state how you look like? Let's say sometime you are dreaming something. Please try to understand this. When you are dreaming, You are feeling that I am dreaming and behind me some monster is running and all this thing, but ever you look at yourself that you are the same person and same maybe in the dreaming you have some different home together, some locality altogether, depending on your unsatisfied desire. Sometimes we will get some different type of the dream. Okay, why I'm looking at like that way? Because of that dream, when come, your conscious mind is in the sleeping state. Okay, conscious mind has nothing to do with your dreaming aspect. Why dream will come? Because whatever you impress on your subconscious will try to mimic the same thing in terms of dream to satisfy one person. Okay, that is how the dream will be created. Anyway, that is different aspect, we're not going to discuss that. But important is here is, during this two time frame, it is very easy to impress any positive thing on our subconscious mind, or remove any negative thing from subconscious mind also. Let's say you have a very bad habit of something. During that time, you will say that from today onwards, I am not going to be stuck with this type of any of the habit. I am not the slave to this habit. Okay, like that way you can come out of any habit or impart a new habit in during like this way. Another very important way is day in and day out. Whenever you are become conscious, whatever is important thought just run in your mind. If you are in the office, note it down that thought in your laptop, in your laptop screen, write down that thought the way you like it, so that in the daytime, thousands of time you are saying the same thought, thousands time you are saying the same thought. Okay, that is how you can impress very easily. There is different way also, but we're not going to discuss in detail about different techniques about how you can impress. This is very simple technique, the way you can impress your subconscious mind very easily. Okay, and if you impress your subconscious mind, please don't immediately try to you can say negate it effect. That means, let's say you want to impress something, wait patiently. Okay, don't immediately say I am doing this thing for sir 1 month and nothing is happening. Whatever you are thinking, you are saying that I am affirming something, but one half of you are still waiting. It's not going to happen, not going to happen. That's why it's not going to happen, because that is your deeper level of your consciousness is giving the signal. If you give the correct signal, then it's going to happen definitely. So have a faith over it. Okay, have a faith over it. Okay, so this is about your subconscious behavior. Okay? I always say, in each person, everybody is having a two identity in one single body. Okay? One person is, I say it is a false self. That means it is the wrong self, or sometimes we name it as a ego self, or you can say the bad self, whatever you want to give it the name. But I say it is a false self, another is the true self. Please understand the very important difference in between two, because another 2 days we're going to discuss these two things in much more detail. Okay? Because this is our entire understanding will build up based on this. Either we are living the life based on the false self, or we are living the life based on the true self. So whatever is happening, that is depend on this two self only. The way your life is governed, either you are reacting based on the false self spirit, or reacting based on the true self spirit. Let's understand few stories, then we will understand it very neatly. Let's say we want to fly very high. You have your own aircraft. Okay, so you thought that all the luggage is required to live a very peaceful life. So whatever important luggage you think it is important, you dump all the important luggages in terms of the different carat in your cargoes, in your aircraft is start flying. Whatever the power the aircraft has, it's not sufficient to lift you along with all your cargoes in the air. So you find out that okay, it's too much to carry all the load. So you remove certain carat of your all the unwanted luggage. Then at least aircraft is now moving little bit in the air, but till it is humpy dumpy, it's not in the stable flight. Then you observe, okay, till few more unwanted cargo is still with me, so you get rid of that cargo also. Then your aircraft is flying little on higher side. Again, it still not a stable flight. Then you observe, okay, whatever is not important, you throw everything out. When you throw everything out, whatever is not important, you have very stable flight, and you going to reach your final destination without any disturbance or without any effect. Okay? Same thing apply to our real life as well. We always carry so many unimportant cargo with us. What type of unimportant cargo? Few more examples. Some fight happened with some person, let's say 5 year from this date, 5 year in past. Okay. It happened to so many people, huh? If you're not wise enough, you again have a repeated experience again and again. Luckily or badly, you are going through your car, okay, and you seen that person outside standing with some place. Just the glimpse of that person, and who knows, that person is not the person you are thinking also. Immediately you will reach where? 5 year in the back in your entire history, and whatever the bad experience due to that person, it become alive today. So what happened? You just seen some person, based on that seeing in after 5 year, you still remember that. Immediately your subconscious fetch the memory and give you the all the thought that happened, all the scenario that happened 5 year back, and you reach the entirely same state of affair what happened before 5 years. That is the normal way people will live. Do you think it's the correct way to live? Why to have a drag all that cargo till here? What happened in the 5 year back? Why to carry all this thing today also? So whatever is that happening, all the reaction that one body is seeing in them, due to what? Due to the false self only. That means the false self, the acquired self, or you can say the imaginary self, has all this disturbance, because its nature is like that way only. If you remove this all the negativity in any person, then the false self always in the trouble, because false self energy will be governed by all the negativity. So false self is survive in anybody because of all this negativity. So I give you the examples of negativity. If somebody is becoming angry, either reason or no reason. Okay? Reason is always outside. Nobody has a courage to see inside. Either reason is from inside or the outside. If somebody is becoming angry, definitely he has no habit to see inside. Somebody become jealous for something, always is saying to outside. Somebody become depressed for something, always going to see outside. Somebody become threatened, fear, frustrated, all that things is belong to what? Not belong to you, dear. It's belong to your acquired self, that is belong to your imaginary self, belong to your false self, that is entirely belong to your false self. Somehow during the course of the time, if we are not aware, we are getting all this information and impress our subconscious like that way. Because we impress the subconscious like that way, immediately something happen, if some remembrance come, immediately we reach the same state of affair. So if we live like that way, that means if we are attached with the false self, we always have to suffer in and day out, hundred or thousands time. Okay? So there is a one way of looking at it's the false way. False way is the completely false. That means we have some type of the ego, somehow we acquire. If I write my name, let's say Dr. Trusha, okay, and I gave that template on my outside of my home, if somebody just marks something on the doctor Trushar, my ego is so strong, I immediately become so much angry. It is not even myself also. It didn't mark any on my body also, just on my name, and I become completely frustrated and angry and all this thing. I put the CCTV camera outside. Who is doing this? I will fight with my you can say the guard and everything that is normally happening. Okay, so that is how we will normally live our life with the help of this false self. Okay, so false self is always in trouble, please understand that. False self is always in trouble, and it always like the trouble, because if you don't have a trouble in your life, then false self has no any proper route to survive, because false self will acquire the energy from this all the negativity what we have. Based on that, it will drag our own energy, it will drag our own energy, and it will circulate towards our false behavior. So one can say, but then what actually, whatever we are, what we are doing during that time, we are peacefully just observing all the, you can say, drama of the false self, because we don't have a proper eye. Because false self is always like something like it immediately puts certain type of the curtain, so that our true self will not able to see neatly if we not acquire the proper awareness about it. Okay? So true self is waiting to fade away all the, you can say, cloud. Sun is there, it's just waiting, but because of the thick cloud, we cannot get the sunlight. So whose fault is it? It's fault of the sun, fault of the earth, or the fault of the thick cloud. If we are shivering with the winter, and because of the heavy thick cloud, sunlight is very important for us, but sunlight is not reaching towards us. Why? Because of this thick cloud. As the cloud is moved or is vanished, immediately sunlight will reach immediately towards us. It's same thing like that way in the real life also. This thick cloud is more or like our acquired self or the false self. Somehow we want to brought out the awareness in their entire of the making of the false self and the working of the false self. If we have a proper awareness about it, just awareness will immediately throw out the entire false self from anybody's life. But only thing what is required is the keen awareness towards what is happening with the false self. So when the false self is working, true self is just waiting for his turn to come. True self is just waiting to his turn to come. But if we are very much engrossed with the outer physical world, then true self in somebody's life never get a chance to even react also. It is completely true, please understand. Only few occasions maybe the true self has a chance to come out and pop up on the surface and give a good feeling to one person. Otherwise, entire life is goes toward the miserable way they are living. It not don't see that the people have a too much of money, so they are living the entire life peacefully. It's not like that way. Peaceful life, that means, are you in 24 by 7 at a happy state? Happiness and awareness is correlated. Okay, if you are, as you become aware, you're going to become happy. Why? Because as you become aware, your false self is going to be down and down. If somebody is completely aware, the false self has no chance to come out, and false self is completely vanish in their life. If the false self is vanished, only the true self will shine. True self is shine. So true self is characteristic is just only happiness only. So true self is always present. Only thing that we don't have a courage to see what is happening with us. If we have a courage to see what is happening with us, immediately false self will going to run away. Okay, it like a, how the false self work is like something like this way. We are seeing some type of the, if we go to the Imagica or somewhere, okay, we will see that very round type of the, you can say, some type of the ride. Okay, in that ride what we are saying is that, let's say some person is mimicking as a driver. Okay, and all are sitting at the back side. Okay. If you are not aware what going to happen, we thinking that the driver is entirely running this entire of the ride. Okay, so driver is just mimicking. He, that if you are going in the down, he's moving like that way and that way. We are seeing, okay, oh, driver is entirely governing, so skillful driver he is. But the reality is completely different. The entire ride is governed from the bottom of that rail. There is a rail track that will hold him, and only the rail track will guiding that entire of the ride. Okay. So please understand, our own negativity is like a rail trail, and that rail trail is our build up by our own only. Nobody is build up rail trail for ourselves. So we are, if outsider is saying, oh, very happy ride this person has, but is the bottom, the rail is holding entire of their ride. Rail trail is holding. Always it give him the umpy dumpy experience in entire of the totality of their life. So the negativity is like same way. It's hold at the bottom to any person. Outside will people see, oh wow, very beautiful life one person is seeing, and by seeing the other person reaction, that person who is in miserable also feel very comfortable. That is even bigger joke to that person. Inside he knows that my life is miserable. I am going toward the, I'm sitting in the BMW, but inside my life is very miserable. I'm eating day in, day out in the five-star hotel, but my inside life is very miserable. Even I'm going with the simple life, but inside of my life is very miserable. But outside people see that, oh, this person is living very good life. Okay. By that way, again the false self will satisfy. Again the false self will satisfy, and again it generate the new way how to, you can say, get a very good experience. Good in the sense, in the false self point of view, how very nasty experience to that person, it's always governed by that way. Okay? Always governed by that way. Okay? So please understand, we have to loosen the bottom track. If we try to loosen the bottom track, then it's very easy to move in entire planet anywhere. Otherwise we have to go through that rail only, day in and day out. That one type of ride only we are experiencing, day in and day out. No other experience we have. Why? Because the rail, bottom catch rail, is governing our life. If we try to loosen that somehow, then you are free to move in any direction, and you will going to enjoy the entire of your life. But for that very important thing is, one has to believe that there is a very beautiful life ahead of us. To believe the beautiful life is ahead of us, that is the, you can say, the changing point. If somebody believe that if I loosen this whatever my acquired thing, I become the empty. If I become the empty, then there is a chance that I can pour a good thing in it. Until unless I become the empty, there is no chance that I can pour a good aspect of my life in my bucket or in my bowl. Okay. So to loosen it, to get rid of this false self is very, very important. One more story. One day in one small town, okay, the town people are very frightened, frustrated, angry over each other, and they are living like that life. Okay. One wise person came. He says that, why you all people are living at the downside? Upside, if you board this train, as you move up level, your life experience will going to change. Couple of them agree with them. Couple of say, how we know that it's going to be the very beautiful life? Whatever we have, at least we are happy. At least we have something to work with here on the lower planet. But if we move from here, we going to lose this also. That person says there is no return train. If you want, you board the train and move up. Okay. Later stage, if you want to come down by walk, you have to come down. Its choice is yours. So some of them will stick to their own habitual life. Some of them little bit courageous, they board the train. They say, okay, fine, at least we are going little bit far. If you don't like it, we come by walk, and we have anyway this life with us. They board the train. Couple of are not even little courageous, they didn't board the train. In the train, they told that there is a couple of station will come. You can get down whatever the station, and you can live your life at that station near to whatever village. As you move up, I am give you the guarantee and assurance. As you move up, your life will be changing. But it's only you have to have a faith in this statement that as I move up, my life is going to change. So couple of will start the journey. Entire train will full. Train will start it. After one station came, couple of who are less courageous get down. They thought, okay, again few more station, couple of few more less courageous get down. Who are completely courageous people? Then the driver look at only few are left. It's always like that with deer life journey. It's very few people are courageous to look at and analyze but themselves. Only courageous people can analyze themselves and move out of whatever circumstance they have. Or if you are in the good circumstance, that is also very good to analyze it and have to satisfy that look, I am living a very beautiful life and need not to change at all. That awareness also very important. Couple of them are very much courageous and have a faith on themselves. They move on and they reach the very highest planet or highest plane and live very peacefully and very beautiful life. It's same apply, the same scenario apply in our day-to-day life as well. Okay? When somebody says please get rid of this viewpoint, get rid of this, people will say if I get rid of it, I have nothing to live with, because that is only one can say I have acquired at least something in last my 50 years 60 years. This is what my acquisition. If I loosen this, whatever I have for my the leftover life. That's why only few people has a courage to left over it. Okay? If we have a courage to left our false self, then immediately true self is going to be shine. True self is like very simple. Outside there is a very bright sunlight. If I have a curtain, sunlight will not enter, but I have to remove the curtain, then only sunlight will enter in my premises. Same way, if I remove the false self, true self will immediately emerge. You need not to acquire the true self. It's like a riding process, removing process. You need not to acquire it. You have to remove just the unwanted cargo. You have to remove from your life. If you start remove unwanted cargo from your life, immediately true self is at your service. And true self, please believe me, is always happy. True self and the happiness are same. True self and awareness is also going to be the same. Okay? So in the entire course of life, we have a different type of opinion about ourselves also. So I am saying that whatever the acquired opinion you have about yourself or about others, if it is not giving you the happiness, then remove altogether. If any acquired viewpoint is going to increase the ego slightest in your character, remove that also. You only possess that viewpoint that give you the happiness, along with that the peace of mind. So ideally speaking, simplest life is always have a happier life. Content life is always have a happier life. It's not like we have to possess so many material things, then we become the happy. Do you know, I seen couple of my friends, they are completely inwardly empty. They don't know how to fill that emptiness. So if you go to somebody's home, we will say that every here and there they are acquiring some new thing in the home. Reason is no. Do you know why they do that? Somebody are purchasing. Reason is what? Because inside they are empty. They don't know how to fill that emptiness. They are acquiring new thing. They acquire something, they become satisfied, their ego satisfied for some moment of time, again become empty, because emptiness is within, not outside. Okay? Within emptiness will be filled by just one thing, is our awareness. Okay? If we want to fill within emptiness, only one thing required is our legitimate awareness about it. If we are aware, become aware of it, we immediately able to fill that within emptiness. So if you acquire something in your due course of time, and if with that acquired attitude, with your acquired viewpoint, if your entire day is not going in the peace or in happiness, please remove in one shot. No need to acquire that viewpoint. Somebody says in as a college life, somebody gives some person as a topper. The topper is one acquired viewpoint. Okay, day in and day out, everybody saying he's a topper. He's a topper. With the topper acquired viewpoint, At the later stage, that person even become threatened, even become jealous also. If some person get a one more mark, that person become jealous. How it make difference to get a one more mark and one less mark? No difference at all. But the acquired viewpoint, false self, always in the trouble, because the one person is moving above him. That's why it's always be a problem by the false self. So I'm suggesting you, if you have any acquired viewpoint, that means it is not coming from within. Anybody give you any label, please get rid of everything. It's not meaning to you at all. But to interact with the outer world, we require certain labels, like our name, our professions required to interact with the people and live a, you can say, legitimately meaningful life. For that, certain labeling required. Retain that label. All other acquired label that is unnecessary, please get rid of it. As you remove the unnecessary cargo, your flight will reach to your greater height, and you will fly to your main destination without fear, without turbulence, and without any perturbation. Okay. So I think today we stop over here, okay, and we take 5 minutes break, and then again come back for let's dive within. Okay, so dive within is very very important. This all dialogue I say it is meaningless. Okay. I'm speaking so many all people also speak already. You read all the books also about it. Until unless you apply, it's meaningless. What I tell you is completely garbage and meaningless until and unless you apply to it. In your real life you apply, then only it's meaningful. And I'm not going to apply for on behalf of you. I can only able to apply for myself. That is the drawback in any of the things. Okay, somebody says there is a very beautiful world. Okay, if I want to the Bombay, if I want to go to Bombay and enjoy the Bombay, if I read so much about the Bombay in one of the book, it will not make any difference. Okay, some other person reached the Bombay or any beautiful place and come back and say all the things, it's meaningless until unless you go there and really experience that particular place. So that is what I'm telling to you. Reading, listening, learning is very important. That will at least abide us towards proper spirit. Until unless we apply, it's meaningless. Application, please give more importance as compared to just acquire anything. Application will change our life, not just knowledge change our life. Knowledge is very important up to certain stage. After that, we have to leave the knowledge also, because knowledge also going to become barrier to have a very lofty and beautiful life. Okay. Fine. So we will come back again in 5 minutes and then go towards our deeper understanding. Thank you. If you have doubt, question, queries, meanwhile you write down on the chat box. So at the end we will discuss that also. Okay, so let's start. So please sit comfortably on the floor, if possible. Okay. On the floor, I am insisting. Reason is, what do you know? When we sit on the floor, okay, if we sit on any chair or something, then it is comfort sitting. Okay. So if we are in the comfort zone, then sometimes we go toward the drowsy state. But when we go towards understanding ourselves, drowsy state is not important. Our awareness is supposed to be quite clean or quite clear. Then only it is important or it is meaningful. That's why I say sit comfortably on the floor. So when we sit comfortably on the floor, that means we don't have that lavishness. If we don't have that much lavishness, that means we not go easily toward the drowsy state. Okay. So that's why when if you are happy with the what I am telling to you and you want to go with the longer way, that means whatever we discuss, if you really make use of it, then apply in your life for another 2 months, and life will be changed. It's guaranteed here. Okay. Only thing, persistent effort, continuity is matter lot. Okay. If we apply it anything continuously, then it become our inner part, and when it become inner part, it will sprout it in the physical world. Until unless it will meaningless. So only if you do what I'm telling to you for 5 days and then say, okay, I'm done with the very nice workshop about the mind and all this thing, it's meaningless completely. When I launched this workshop, some person asked, sir, can we get the certificate of it? Then I say, certificate is dear meaningless. Your happiness is more important. We always somewhere somehow require some stamp that, oh, I did this workshop. How it mattered there? If you did the workshop or didn't did, until unless the real change is apply in your inner life, it not make any difference. If you 100 certificate, it's meaningless, dear. Fine. Let's dive within. Please sit comfortably on the floor if possible. Your back, neck, and head is one line. It's very important. Our entire energy channel, we think that the head is very important. Head is important. More than head, do you know our spiral cord is very important? Because with the help of the spiral cord, we connect with the universal energy. Okay? If you believe it or not, it doesn't make any difference, but that is the reality. Okay? So spiral cord is supposed to be erect. If I want to pass some water through the tube, if I bend the tube, water will not pass from one location to another. That's why if I want to pass the water, my tube is supposed to be straight only. So it's same way our tube, important tube is our spiral cord. So spiral cord supposed to be erect. It not just erect during this time only. In entire day, don't sit like this way. Who will sit like this way? Do you know? Who is like a, you can say, the dumb person, very aged person, or who are on the medication, okay, who has a very drastic disease, they only sit like that way. Otherwise, you're supposed to be erect, back erect, head erect, and neck erect. Let's dive now. So please sit comfortably on the floor, possible. Your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. If you are wearing the spectacles, no need to wear, because now we just have to move with the guidance. So close your eyes, observe your normal breath. Breath is going in and coming out, and we are just aware about it. With the experience, we try to observe the breath, not with the imagination, with the experience. That means when the breath is going in, it will perturb near to the both the opening of the nostril. It will perturb something, some agitation, some sensation, some vibration, little sound, some type of the feeling it will create. We have to acquire that feeling. It may take time. If you do for 15 days, you will get automatically your breath. Maybe in these 5 days, you will get the breath hardly, but need not to worry. Try to acquire the normal breath. That is very important. Normal breath, that means you should not try to change your depth of the breath. That is normal. Automatically it's become deeper. You need not to panic. Let it be. So let's observe our normal breath. Breath is going in, breath is coming out. We are completely aware about our breath. Completely aware about our breath. As our awareness is wounded, we lost somewhere in sound or some taste or somewhere in body some other sensation. Again come back. Again come back. Observe your normal breath. Completely aware about your breath. Breath is going in, you are aware breath is going in. Breath is coming out, you are aware that breath is coming out. Now we take another 5 breaths very deep, as I suggest you yesterday. Fill your lung completely. Complete lung filling definition until unless you able to experience your own heartbeat. At the beginning, I understand it little bit difficult, but with the practice, it will come naturally. Need not to worry. Fill your lung completely, and with the filled lung, hold your breath as much as you can. I say as much as you can, that means without straining your any muscles of the body, you hold it and then release the breath completely. If you don't have any problem, medical problem over heart or anything, then push your muscles near to your lung and empty entire lung. And with the empty lung, hold your breath. In this entire process, you are aware about it. You are more or like aware about entire this process. Do that way. 5 breath and then come back again with the normal breath. Finish with the 5 breath, come back to your normal breath. Aware about each and every breath without our notice. will not allow a single breath to go in and come out. That much of sharp awareness is required. As we did yesterday, same way we're going to count our breath. Today we count for 5 minutes. Count breath with full experience, full awareness. But it is a normal breath. Don't try to change the breath. It's supposed to be normal. Breath is going in, you are aware breath is going in. When completely your lung is filled, don't try to push this time. It's normal breath. That means the natural way your lung is filled and breath is about to become the outgoing breath. That turning point also very important. You are aware about that turn also. Then the breath become outgoing. Outgoing breath you are aware. Now the outgoing breath is about to become the incoming breath. That turn also you are aware. If that is happening, count one breath. Like that way. As many breath you can, please count. If you wondered, your awareness is went somewhere, start the cycle again. Come back to your normal breath. Come back to your normal breath. We try to remove certain cargoes that we acquire with us. We start with the body and mind. So we take the help of breath only. When the breath is going in, you have a two thought with you. When the breath is going in, we will say to ourselves, not aloud, internally, I am I am not the five senses and this body. When the breath is coming out, you have another thought. I am not the thought, image, and the mind. Incoming breath, along with that way, we have a sentence. I am not the five senses and this body. Outgoing breath, I am not the thought, image, and the mind. We'll continue this for another 10 minutes. Please understand few more aspect of it. Don't try to change the thought. Sorry, don't try to change the breath. Try to change this thought or the sentence. That means when you about to fill your lung with the normal breath, your first sentence is supposed to be over. When you are about to empty your lung, the second sentence supposed to be over. To complete the sentence, don't try to change your breath pattern. You try to change that thought pattern. That is important. So let's begin. For another 10 minutes, we continue with this two thought. If you perturb somewhere else, again start. If you lost with another thought as compared to this two thought, and if you realize, oh, I lost somewhere with the happy state of mind, again start, again start, again start. Don't become frustrated. Just take it very light. Please start now. Breath is going on. We have a thought. I am not the five senses and this body. Breath is coming out. We have a thought. I am not the thought, image, and the mind. I am not the five senses and this body. I am not the thought, image, and the mind. Come back to your normal breath. Observe your normal breath without any thought. Just observe your breath. Right now, immediately, check your brain. What type of thought is going on in the present moment? If not a single thought is running right now, then wait there till the thought to emerge. Wait there till we catch our first fish. Wait there on the platform, train to pass through it. Don't board the train. Don't go along with your thought. Just observe the thought. Look at your brain objectively. Check what's going on in this present moment. Don't attach with it. Just observe it. If you drag with any thought, again come back on the platform, come out of the train, and start observing the train. Just observe your thought. Check what is happening inside. Check your thought first. If any thought came, observe the thought with objective. We don't want to analyze it. We just want to watch the thought. If some bad thought is running, don't try to stop it. Good thought is going on, don't try to go along with it. It's like on the platform. If train is going to Delhi or Mumbai, it doesn't make any difference to us. We're just observing the train, going train, that's it. Just observe it. If you acquire this observation skill, then it is a turning point. Keenly, clearly, we're supposed to observe our mind, observe the thought. Let's go to some more deeper level. Try to experience how are you feeling right now. Little difficult, but try to get hold of it. How are you feeling right now? If feeling is like a happy state of mind, little bit tense, any tension, any anger is going on, any jealous going on due to any reason. Your feeling is what in this present moment. Just check it. Physical experience on the sense level and the feeling is completely different. How are you feeling? Feeling and your emotion are linked together. So, legitimately, we are checking our emotions at the present moment. I'm giving you one scene. You are on the landscape of a lush green mountain. Cold breeze of air is passing through you. You are sitting on the one bench and experiencing this entire scenery in this present moment. In this present moment, you are experiencing it. Nice cold breeze of air, along with the fragments of the nearby flower, is passing through you, and you are completely enjoying. You remove all your cargoes outside. You are just in the present moment without any other thought. You are simply enjoying the beauty of that mountain. Have a feeling of it. Now check how are you feeling. Come back to your normal breath. Slowly open your eye. Very, very slow process. Take 1 minute also to open your eye. Slowly open your eyes. Please keep handy pen and paper. I will ask you to write something. So you must have a pen and paper with you. And we're going to do certain analysis about our own self. Either we are living with the false self or living with the true self. We want to do that analysis. So please keep handy with pen and paper. As we discussed today, everybody has a two face. One is the false face, another is the true face. So it is our own job to find out on what basis we are living our life. What is the base on which we are constructing our this life? In the last yesterday's question is I asked one question. Are you governed by what? So normally speaking, any person, normal being, will govern by either of these four things or in multiply of this. First is the money. We have principal aim to earn lots of money. I don't know why. Reason is buried in the deeper level. We feel it with the more money we have a happier life. But with the more money we have a pleasurable life, not a happier or joyful life. Pleasure and happiness is completely different. We will discuss at the stage. Either one person live his or her life entirely based on money. Maybe right now you are studying, but your aim, if you look at in deeper level, that's why I'm going to ask you very soon, what is your principal way of living the life? Yesterday everybody write something, but let's now check legitimately with the proper spirit on what base we are living. So one person live based on the money. Even though right now we are studying, we are acquiring knowledge, once we are acquiring knowledge, but at deeper level, what is the aim to acquire that knowledge? Either that knowledge, with the help of that, we are going to acquire more money, that is the principal aim, or something else, or just knowledge. So one person can live based on the money driven scenario. Another person may live based on the power. Maybe he or she likes somehow power. Who can crook? Power is more important. Another person will govern by prestige. Either of the way, our prestige is supposed to be not to be wounded. I do all things to retain my prestige. Prestige, and the fourth category is move about sex. So money, power, prestige, and the sex is the four key player in anybody's life. Whatever we are doing, normal person have a motivation in the background either of this. Another side, that one can live completely different life altogether. Their motivation is something like this way. They want to become more happier. They want to become more content. One has to become more kind. One has to become more helpful person. There is altogether different quality. So normal scenario, people move or run their life in this four, what I told you at the beginning: money, prestige, power, and the sex. Hold your pen and paper along with you. Whatever you are doing, your dissection of your brain, you need not to show to anybody. It is for your own record. And after analyzing, even crash this paper also, so that nobody else see what innerly you are. You need not to report anywhere. If you are ready with that pen and paper, then please, for a few moments, close your eyes. Don't be afraid, dear. It is very important. It is very important to see inside and check what's going on. If we know what's going on, then only we have a power to alter it. Otherwise, we don't have a power. Close your eyes. Don't think about what I just discussed. Your entire concentration in this present moment. Whatever is happening near to you, maybe some sound is reaching to you, your eyes is closed, maybe you will see the black or white color or some different color, some body sensation, whatever is happening, become completely aware. Become completely aware in the present moment, because until unless you reach the power of now, you will not going to dissect or going to go inside of you with the correct spirit. Come to the now, in this present moment. I'm asking you, what is the base of your life? Don't write immediately. With the closed eye, think, rewind your entire life. Either you are 25 year, 30 year, 40 years, 60, 70, whatever is your age, doesn't make any difference. Rewind your entire life and check till now what is your base. First, rewind your past completely and then think about your future, and then legitimately write the answer. Either of these all things, what is in the present context governing your life? Take 5-10 minutes, think over it, and write few sentences about it. Like we are saying ourselves in the mirror. Nobody is there. Need not to afraid about it. Do it with complete analysis, but with full awareness. if you analyze something come on the surface, don't be afraid with it. And nothing is wrong there. Only thing we have to have a some stop button in all this acquired thing. Can we have a control over it or acquired thing or the way we our life is governed? Then perfectly all right. Somebody's aim is to earn money, perfectly all right, but with the correct spirit. Somebody want to have a power, perfectly all right, but with the serving spirit of the people. Somebody has a attitude of prestige, perfectly all right, without harming anyone. Somebody is behind the sex, perfectly all right, with proper limit. No problem. What you have, perfectly all right. Only thing we have to have a clear eye over it so that it will not create any negative impact for us as well as for others. So today, few things in entire day you're supposed to do. Entire day, ask yourself one question: what am I doing right now? It is not a doubt. What am I doing right now? Convert it in your local language, whatever you feel comfortable. Quite often, ask yourself this question: what am I doing right now? Waiting for someone, ask this question. Going somewhere, ask this question. Wherever you are, ask this question: what am I doing right now? If you analyze the answer correctly, you are somewhere in this out of this place. Either you are in the five senses, whatever is strong sound is coming, or some nice view or something you are viewing, or some body uncomfort, then you are on the touch, some smell coming or some taste coming. That is five on the physical level. On the mental level, you are maybe on some image, some thought, some memory. On the emotional level, you are feeling some type of emotion. So this is the legitimately our place to hold entire day. What will affect when I ask this? Very great thing going to happen with you, dear. When you ask, immediately you come to the present moment. You anchor yourself with this single question in this present moment, and you become aware of it with the help of this single question. One can build up keen and clear awareness and anchor oneself in this very moment, and this only this very moment is the happiest moment one has. All other moment, future and past, we don't have a control over it. So please ask this single question in entire day as many times as you can. What am I doing right now? And wait and analyze where are you out of what I suggest. Just check it and again move on. Just check it, again move on. If somebody do this continuously for 2 months, then his entire day become aware. In entire day, that person always be aware. Why? Because that become now habit. That we acquire a new habit to be in the present. That is more important. Fine. So this you can do for this entire day. Let me check if the question is there. and I will answer it. Okay. So first question is, what is happiness? So happiness is within. Happiness and joy are synonymous. Happiness, joy, love, all are the within characteristic. If you eat something and normally we say, I am become very happy. It's not happiness, it is pleasure. Pleasure and happiness is completely different thing. Pleasure is derived from the outside, happiness is emerged from within. So if you have a nice watch, nice TV, you watch very good movie, you feel that I am very happy today. It's not happy. You are satisfied with your desire. That is a pleasure. So pleasure and happiness. So happiness is emerged from the within. Happiness is like awareness. As you become aware, you are becoming more happier and happier. As you anchor yourself in the present moment, that means you are with the awareness, you're going to become more happier and happier. So happiness is come from the within, and the pleasure come from the satisfied desire. Sometimes we think that our desire is satisfied, we become very happy. It's just illusion. It's not happiness. We just satisfy the desire. That satisfied desire trigger some type of satisfaction, and that satisfaction we feel it, it's happiness. It's not the complete happiness. Okay, fine. Okay, book about the mind and the self control. So I will give you the list maybe next tomorrow. I will note it down in chat box. Okay, so you have a title with the author and everything. Fine. Next, even though we are trying to impress some idea during the night, on the next day we come across previous circumstance, we lose the power over that. That is correct here. Reason is what? I will tell you. Like the one work is given to one policeman to catch the team of theft. They are ruling or roaming entire of the city. The work is given to the policeman to catch the entire team of the theft. But inside, when we see, the policeman is also the part of the theft team. So how one can have a hold over that? What it means? We try to control something with the same mindset here. So our mindset is same. With the same mindset, we try to control our mind. It will never happen. If we want to look at or have a control over the mind, same mind will not going to control over the old mind. For that, we require the new look. What is the new look? Is simple awareness. If you build up your awareness, automatically your mind is at your mercy. Mind is in your total control. But if you try to control your brain with your own mind or mind with the mind, it will not work. That means we try to impress our ideas, as I suggest today. Let's say I will not go for smoking today. Let's say in the night and day, morning, I will say I will not smoke today. Immediately, close friend come, let's have one cigar. We drag with this. Why? Because it is a habit. It is habit to have a cigar, habit to have a drink or something else. That habit is impressed over the subconscious. It not the immediately it will going to change that. But how you can change? If you become aware of that thought, let's have a cigar. If your friend asks, let's have a cigar, if you are aware, you not going to take it, but you also suggest your friend, look, I already move away from that habit. I suggest you also move away from it. So awareness is required. Don't worry, as you build up your awareness, your mind is in your entire control. Okay, believing in God is to make us more content and happy in our life, but most of our people end up becoming slave of some unknown fear that govern their lives. What are the mistakes done by those people? We try to derive our happiness or we become dependent on the outside. Either it is a god or anything that is outside, we become dependent on the outside. Somehow, with this all god and religious, we become dependent. And when we become dependent, I am seeing that people go to the temple and ask, kindly give me the money, kindly give the this thing to me. The temple is not for that, to ask something. We are going our unsatisfied desire to be fulfilled by the god. It never going to happen. So most of the people go to the temple and put something, one flower, and inside they raise their desire. Please give me something. Please give me something. It's not the correct place for the God to give us. God will give us happiness immediately if you legitimately ask. If you legitimately ask, please give me the awareness, God will give you. Please give me the content, state of the mind, God will give you. Please give me the courage to help others, God will give you immediately. But we'll go with the selfish desire, and selfish desire is definitely from the outside, and we require somebody or something to satisfy it, and it is not in our hand. Okay, and that's why people always have a sad feeling about it. It is not comparison is the joy of theft. Please write down this statement somewhere. Comparison is the joy of theft. That means if you compare yourselves with anyone, you are moving away from your real joy. Don't compare. Every person on this planet is completely different. So why to compare in any scenario with anybody? Don't compare. Comparison is completely going to loot us. Recording will be hosted on YouTube. Okay, so I will give you that. Okay, and stop comparing myself with others. That is what I am telling you. Build up awareness, dear. One weapon I will give you. It will apply to everywhere. Please believe me. If you build up awareness, you are done with your life. Need not to worry in any place. If you are aware, even though you are in the bad shape, you are aware that I am in the bad shape, but nothing going to last forever. If you look at your entire life, if you have bad days, bad day also go. If you have a good days, good day also go. So nothing in this entire life is permanent. Need not to worry, need not to panic. If you have a joyful days also, then don't drag with that joy and acquire the pride out of it, because that will also not going to last forever. Nothing is last on forever on this planet. So don't worry about anything. Don't compare yourself. If you want to stop comparing, one thing, acquire very important aspect, become aware of it. Let's say you compare yourself with somebody else. What you going to achieve out of it? Only your false self going to satisfied or become sad. If you compare with somebody and you find out you are superior to other person, your false self generate the ego, it will satisfy. True self has nothing to worry about it. True self is as it is, always happier, need not to worry. So I say to stop comparing, only one thing, become aware. If you become aware, you need not to worry about it. Question? So recording, because some noise, background noise, I have to clean everything, and I will host on the YouTube. Okay, so you have a recording, everything on YouTube. Fine. If any other question, please ask. Otherwise, here we stop, and I will again request you entire day, thousands time, please ask. What am I doing right now? Thousands time minimum ask in this one day, and look at its power. One day try it. If you not feel any change, then don't ask next day. But I'm pretty sure if somebody asks 1,000 times in a day, what am I doing right now? That means that person become thousands time a day in the present moment. That means he become thousands time in a day happier person. That is what's clearly marking. Okay, so please ask yourself this single question. Fine, so today we stop over here. Thank you very much. ना प्यार से सुना मुझे, आपका धन्यवाद. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks dear. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Please go ahead dear.
Sir, yesterday you explained about the are you becoming silent in a day? Can you repeat it? I don't understand what is the meaning
Yes
of
dear.
that question.
Yeah. When I say become silent, first silent is from outside world. Okay, so outside world is always giving us certain perturbation, and we are getting that perturbation through our five senses. Okay, so with the five senses we are getting all the signal. When somebody say I am going to become silent, that means he close his eyes, acquire some corner and sit comfortably at the beginning. Later stage it is also not required. Okay, you are waiting for the bus on the bus stop. Outside everybody is fighting, but you are till in the silent moment at that particular place also. But it requires little time. At the beginning we start with the going toward the one place where outer disturbance is no more with us. Close our eye as right now what we are doing. So first we become silent from the outside perturbation. That is first stage. Second stage, when we become aware about our own internal part also, that means our thought, image, memory and all this thing, then slowly we become silent of that also. Silent, that means it's happening but it will not perturb you. That means it's not very easy to stop entirely your thought process, but thought is going on. You are aware about your thought, like you are sitting on one bench at the railway station, train is going and coming. You are in the same way, you are aware about your thought will not perturb you. Some image come, it will not perturb you. So internally also you become the silent. When I say meaning of silent is very simple. First we become silent from the external world, and then we also become silent from the internal world only. And when we reach that state of silence, then we can say that we are in the meditation. So silent, that means we are away from internal and the external both perturbation in the layman language. Okay, somebody asked what is anger.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, dear. What is anger? How to control at the moment when I become angry? This question I will answer you, dear, tomorrow. So please hold on it. So tomorrow is our entire discussion about the false self. So I will answer this question there.
Sir, and you tell us we should observe our thoughts. Then I have thoughts like what I'm becoming in future, or I'm imagine myself at certain stages, and I have different stages. Like I want to many things in my life. So how to observe that and how to control that?
No, controlling and observing, they are different. Okay. So first, whatever is thought is going on, you just observe it. Okay. Don't analyze it. When you are observing, along with that you are start analyzing it. That's why you are saying I want to achieve or different phase of life. This is all the thought. It completely, both the things is completely different. First thing is the observation. Observation and analysis is different here. Observation, that means just thought emerge, it like something is happening, not with you, with somebody else. Thought is yours, but it will not going to affect you at all. Okay, so I say look at with that keen awareness. Thought is going on, that's it. Don't try to control it. If you start observing it, it automatically in your control. So controlling is the automatic process. Observation is the enforcement process. Okay. So we have to enforce, or we want to train our awareness to be aware about the thought and its side effect, or another fruit of it is the control come automatically. So I suggest, don't try to control your thought, just observe it.
Sir,
Thank you,
sir,
sir.
do we have time?
Pardon?
Sir, I would ask a question. Do we have time?
Yeah, go ahead, dear.
Sir, as you asked to analyze yourself and the past life, so when I was analyzing, I came across at the most of the phases of the life, I came to the junction of the time where I have two options: either follow the logical thought, or we can say the emotional thought. So it gives me miss obstacle every time. So can you help me to analyze what kind of this is and how to handle it is? Because most of the time I driven by the emotions, not by the logics. So I want to whether it is correct, wrong, right, and how to handle it.
Okay. So I suggest please visit here, because you are in the up floor of me only, because it is a personal question. Okay. Because until unless what you are thinking, I will understand, I cannot help you out. Okay. Because with this statement, because what is logical your thought process, what is emotional thought process? Okay. Both is different. So on what basis your logic is coming, it is coming, and from what basis your emotions is triggered. Okay. If your logic is from the certain part and your emotions is triggered from with acquired certain attitude, then based on that there is a solution. Okay. So fine, you visit me and we will discuss further.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, and we talk about the false self today, then we should stop reacting toward the things like you said that your name plate of the home is scratched by someone, so we react something, or you will become angry. So we should stop this reaction like this.
No, I
So
suggest
to
please
destroy
hold.
our.
Yeah, I suggest please hold today about this part, because few things, few technique tomorrow I will tell you about how you can look at your false self and come out of it. Okay. So today don't go in detail about that particular aspect. Okay. And we will discuss this, how not to react tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other question, please ask. Otherwise, we conclude today. Fine. So I am now closing the meeting. Tomorrow again we will meet. Thank you very much. Bye bye.